Hey, I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Krystal, and you're just chilling with JK. We are a married couple
with 3 beautiful kids
from Brooklyn, New York. Come chill as we discuss
whatever the we want.
Hey, you guys, welcome to another episode.
What up, what up, what up?
Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
We're actually going to go and dive in to Love is Blind Season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Hold on. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
if you haven't watched Love is Blind Season 2
still
press pause right here.
No, don't press pause.
Listen.
No, don't press
They're
pause.
They're going to press pause right here and go watch it. And then come back and listen.
Or if you don't even want to watch it, then we're here to give you all the details.
Or that too.
All right, listen.
As long as we give them the option.
Yes. And we're going to tell you everything we thought. Well, yeah, everything we thought about each couple that made it to say I do. Not I do, to propose. And so our feelings from proposal to wedding day and then the reunion, because I was so confused and shocked.
Well, me, not too shocked. I was only shocked about 2 couples. That's all. But everyone else I expected to, let's not get into that. Go ahead. Yeah.
So the first couple,
who got married? Sorry. Who got married are the people. One of the people that got married was the group that I really wanted to thrive. And they did. So I'm good. Yeah.
So first we're going to talk about Deepti and Shake.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they were showing them in the pods, for me, my reaction was like, girl, run. Right?
Yeah.
But the way she was answering some of his questions, like she didn't take offense to it, which I thought was very mature of her in terms of, no, she shouldn't have to be mature with the questions that he was asking because they were very disgusting.
Yes.
But just the fact that like she handled it so well that maybe that they would be a good match because she can kind of like navigate him to start thinking in a better way.
Yes.
And not so shallow and not so sexist and not so depreciating a woman's worth
based on the physical.
Yeah, based on the physical.
Even though he was in the pods, my dude was asking questions like, yo, can I throw you on my shoulders at a concert? Dumb shit that he was saying, like pure stupidity. And he wasn't a smart guy, and
he still isn't a smart guy.
Yeah, he isn't a smart. Well, I'm not going to judge his intelligence, but his actions right now.
In terms of, not his intelligence, but just in terms of his actions.
He's just a straight dickhead
towards women and towards Deepti was very sad.
He's just low.
I just think that even throughout the whole process, once they left the pod, he proposed. Like, why propose if you would still question whether you would like someone's look or not? Because the whole purpose of the show is to fall in love with the person without seeing them. So the fact that you fell in love with her personality and you knew there could be a 50-50 shot that either you thought she was attractive or not, right? The way you handled it was just disgusting because all you had to do was just say, Deepti, like, yes, we had this emotional connection, but I don't think that we should keep going with this process.
Yeah.
You know,
because, cut it loose. Yeah.
Right. He could have right then and there, he knew how he felt when he met her, when he saw her.
Yeah.
Or unless he was just so excited because they are in a house full with men and just seeing a woman for that time and having...
Wasn't it just a week? So
but they're still men. You guys are different. Like, you guys need physical like seeing a woman, you're just around a whole bunch of testosterone for a whole week. So we also can't really judge just the first meeting, because he is probably just happy to just see a woman. I don't know if he saw a woman producer.
Yeah, he palmed her cheeks.
Yeah,
and
so
all of
just
that.
like how they all were acting so heavy with testosterone.
And then
all
the
of
kissing,
the men,
not all of the men.
no, but all of the men were
Jarrette.
like grabbing and like hugging, like physical touch. Like they all wanted like just to touch a woman. You know what I mean?
I get that
But
part.
no, not all of them were like as rough as Shake was. But even after all of that, like if it subsided and then you moved on to Mexico, you had so many opportunities to say like, girl,
This ain't working.
you know, I love you emotionally, but physically I don't think I can proceed with getting married.
Yep.
So why even continue to like do the whole thing when you could have said, yeah, this is it, I'm done, and like bad mouthing her to other people.
Which sucks, because she didn't know what was going on the whole time, but they said it was a lot worse.
Right, and they basically watered it down, and that's so sad.
Yeah.
I don't even want to imagine what he was saying about
Before,
her.
yeah.
You know? And so she must be very hurt right now, but I feel like she also kind of like devalued herself, right? Because hearing the type of questions he was asking, like, yes, she is very mature to have handled it the way she did, but she should have walked out that door and should have just been like, listen, no, like, I'm not going to tolerate a man asking me these questions. Like, what? Like, the point of the show is for this, you know? But again, like, she was there to like keep getting to know the person, and she did nothing wrong. Like, she did what the show was supposed to do.
They met each other's families.
Right. Like, he didn't have to prolong the process.
Yep. His mom took her side and so on and so forth. And on the wedding day,
I feel like the producers knew to like let her go first, because she probably, either they told her, I feel like the producers told her too.
Yeah, like, yo,
or like showed her some clips,
you go
because
first.
she looked very butthurt. You know, and she let him down, and she did it such in a classy way too. It wasn't like she like threw something at him, because even when she was telling her mom, like, you know, it's okay, don't be upset, like, I chose me, like, I really felt that like she knew something, and we just didn't know as viewers what it was.
Exactly.
And I felt like the producers was probably like, nah, we can't let this rock. He cannot tell her no.
Yeah,
like,
he's
there's
too
no way.
wild.
Yeah, she has to say no. Because even after she said no in a classy way and left, his whole reaction was like, well, I was the one who, you know, was really like having doubts about getting married, because, you know, I wasn't really attracted to. How do you say that?
Yeah,
you know?
trying to save face and embarrassment, you know, insecurities kicking in.
Yeah, it was just a whole, their relationship was just very sad. Like, and I hope that she finds someone that will treat her better and, you know, love her for her.
Exactly. And good luck. If you're listening, Deeps, sorry, I'm married, okay?
You're so silly.
I'm just kidding, man.
So the next couple we're going to talk about is Danielle and Nick. So Danielle is the one who had a lot of issues in terms of
definitely
insecurities. And Nick is the one, he seemed to have anxiety, but you couldn't really tell what his issues were.
Yeah. He looks like he had and kind of looked kind of on the edge, on sort of spectrum, kind of crazy, psycho, whatnot. But from the reunion, he looks normal, like a normal dude or whatnot. As far as Danielle looked like she dealt with a lot of trauma, so much trauma that like she just wears it.
You could just see it on her, because obviously we can see her in the pods and Nick couldn't.
Yeah.
But from when Nick was in the pods, he seemed like rational, normal, and she seemed like, yo, like something's up, like her body language, because she didn't really display all of the things that she displayed once they met each other and came out.
Yeah.
But in the pods, like we saw her, right? So we could see like how she would move and like play with her hair.
Yeah.
It was just very like she's been traumatized. And like she did explain that she, you know, did lose a lot of weight and is very conscious about her weight, and then also feels like she's not wanted, and her parents had a divorce, so she doesn't want to have a divorce. And then for Nick, it's the same thing. Like he also mentioned he lost a lot of weight. He's the only person in his family to graduate from high school or college. College. He's the first one to actually purchase a home. So, you know, he had a lot of probably family trauma, whereas she had a lot of issues with her self, like insecurities and how she looks and stuff like that, which I think is totally fine, right?
Yes.
We all have things that we have to work on. However, I just feel like like looking at them in the pods, I was telling Jeffrey, like, I feel like they need to handle therapy first before they even continue on with this show, right? And I didn't know that they were going to propose, and they did. And then when they met each other, I was like, okay, he seems to know how to handle her. But when she would mention, like, there were certain things that he would say, but it wasn't on camera, I was like, well, you see, she's seeing things that we're not seeing. And I don't think that she's making it up. It's easy for us to think that she's making it up because, again, half of these things aren't being shown. And so while I think that she does need therapy, I think he also needed therapy too, because you could tell now, being in real life, his personality did heighten a little bit, you know, like even with meeting his mom and sisters, he was like on anxiety.
Yeah, he was shook. Yeah, me and each other's parents in that situation, they both were nervous, but I felt like her mom was a little bit more easygoing.
Yeah.
And then his mom was like, I ain't with the bull.
This. I don't even know why I'm on this camera.
Yeah, like, why am I in front of this?
But I just feel like his family had a lot of like trouble too, because like even the things that the sisters were calling out on him, like I feel like he was probably shamed a lot. Like for one, like one of the things the sister mentioned was that, oh, how are you going to handle him taking 2 showers a day? And I'm just like, huh? Isn't that normal? Like we take 2 showers a day. So how is that not normal? And like, what was
during the summer?
And
yeah, if we work out in the morning too.
And it was just like weird, like little things that is kind of normal that I guess maybe, you know, they were picking on him and he has to deal with a lot of things. I don't know. But for me, it just felt like he needed to work on himself and she needed to work on himself before they can even continue on with this relationship. So for me, I definitely did not think they were both going to say yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were 50-50 with me, yeah. Because I knew he was still in. I felt like he was going to say yes and she was going to say no.
I felt like she was the one who was going to say yes, but he wasn't going to say yes. Because of the simple fact that he had a lot of issues that he had to deal with her. And the fact that we didn't see what he was doing, it just made it seem like she would say yes, he would say no.
Gotcha.
And for me, even the getting to the altar and how he was sweating and stuff, and then like I was really expecting him to say no.
Yeah, I thought that.
And even she came to the wedding, she was like, I don't know if he's gonna say yes. Remember, she was very hesitant and scared. So it was definitely a shock for me to see that. And then even at the reunion, like they looked so good though. Like she didn't look so fragile and insecure anymore. And she looked a little bit more confident.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that, like, she didn't look so like drained, and that insecure or that trauma, whatever she was holding on to, I think she got rid of. So, and
they also mentioned they go to couples therapy, which is what I was like, babe, look, they said they go to couples therapy. I was saying that they should go individually first and then go together. But,
Yeah, it
like,
seems like this is working. Yeah.
So I was so happy to see that, like, they look so happy. And, like, you could see the difference in her compared to, like, seeing her even in, like, the diary room.
Yeah.
Or, like, even when they would, like, have their little talks on camera.
Yep.
So it was just, like, a complete 180, which is wow. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Well, I felt like that worked out. But the next couple, who are you talking about next?
Sal and Mallory.
Sal.
So Sal is the
I'm
Spanish,
terrible with names, people. Even though
Spanish
I just
dude
watched
who
this
would
thing.
sing over and over and over.
Oh, Tornea.
And
That guy? My goodness.
I don't
knew.
think they belong together.
Listen,
I honestly
knew.
thought she was going to pick Jarrette. I never thought that she was going to say yes to Sal.
Hold on.
But Jeffrey has this theory.
Hold on. She knew he was a black man, okay? She sensed it. She felt it. I know she experienced it. I'm being straight up here. Y'all want the real? This is the real. Hey, the Latino, Latina, they stick together. You saw what J-Lo did to Puffy?
Not Puffy.
Alright?
Not Puffy, Jeffrey.
So, I just want to tell you guys, history shows...
Technically, that's not true because technically Latina choose white because she went back to Ben Affleck.
Exactly. Hey, she who got the kids though? Mark Anthony.
Oh, that is true.
Mark
and
Anthony
and
got
Ben
the
Affleck
kids.
got the kids with a white woman too.
Exactly. So they coming into this game. They're not having kids. She's not fucking up the body no more. She said she paid too much money for this body. Anyway, so she knew from the jump that she was going with the Spanish cat that did the song with her because she knew that. You see how strict her sister was? Mm-hmm. And her parents didn't even come to the episodes.
Oh, she could not pick black. Right.
So there was no way. One, this is a rapid marriage. Now, I'm not saying like the Spanish people don't blend with black people or whatnot. Like, I have it in my family. So it's just like, majority of the cases, like, yo, in that situation, the more acceptable look is someone from their culture too that understands the moral. So I think that's why she maneuvered into him and realized
also the fact that
he wasn't attractive enough for her, and then she knows what she likes, and she's just bringing that person home for the family.
And then she also said, every time I choose this type of man, typically like Jarrette, it didn't work out. But basically, I'm not saying that Jarrette should have chose her. Yeah, I'm just saying that the fact that she judged Jarrette based on the men from before, where this is a different experience. Exactly. So she should have judged it off of this experience and not what happened in her past. So she kind of messed up. But I think this all happened for a reason because she needed to learn this lesson. Yeah. And then also for Iyanna's purpose, Iyanna needed to learn this. Yeah. Like whatever. We'll talk about Iyanna in a second. Yeah. But Mallory, I definitely think that she shouldn't have said yes to Sal, and I don't think that Sal was ready for a relationship either. Yeah, because
dealing with what his sister said, right?
Yeah, when he came home and his sister said how his ex-girlfriend came to the house, to the sister's house, crying and sobbing and upset that Sal went on a show to get married. The girl was so devastated. And then Mallory finds this out and Mallory's upset. And then Sal explaining to her like, no, this means nothing. But she's like, well, why would this girl have this, thought that, of devastation if she didn't think that there was something more between y'all? Exactly. And he was like, listen, yes, we did have things. I guess they were friends with benefits up until the day he had to leave for the show. Gotcha. And then I'm assuming that's what it was. And then
who knows? He was just stringing her along.
Yeah, he said, right up until the show, that's when we broke it. Like, she knew I was going on the show. Yeah. So, like, I told her this, but we were still messing around. That's what he said. Yeah. But Mallory was just like, why? Like, you put me in this situation, you know?
Yeah.
But then we don't know what Mallory did because
He didn't air it out.
he didn't air it out.
Yeah, which is nice, though.
Yeah, which is nice, but still he looks so hurt. And I definitely did not feel like he was going to say no. So I definitely feel like they did talk about this before they went up to say I do, probably because things happened.
I think they probably showed the Jarrette scene about the whole ring.
Oh, you think so?
I think so too. Yeah, because that part when they re-showed it too, he looked like he was really hurt and then like pissed off about that conversation. So the producers probably was like, "Yo, look at this," and then when he probably watching it was like, "Wow," they brushed it off like it was nothing, but this conversation was so disrespectful for them to be having because we already committed to who we wanted to have in Mexico. So, hey, sucks for him though. Mallory is a pretty girl and woman. She's a really pretty woman, and
she's smart. She has her own business. Yes. She has her own home.
Like she's
very
point.
Like she has the success. She's just looking for now the family, the husband.
Yeah, to create a family.
But I don't think she should have said yes to Sal, and I don't think Sal should have said yes to her.
It was a PR run for all the stuff too. So
no, they look really hurt. I don't think that was fake.
He looks really hurt. She looks like, okay, I could play face. I don't think she's really hurt. I don't think she found him attractive like that. That's not the type of guy she likes. But if she were to get married, she would have to, in that second, allow herself to fall in love with is a dude.
But they admit that they slept together. So it's like,
I don't give a. She said, "Let me try it at least. Let me try it. If it feels good,
I cannot.
If it's better than what he looks, then hey, I'm sticking it. I'm staying here." But it didn't work that way. He said he didn't hit it right, and he don't look good, and my sister don't approve it. Alright, you get the boot, homie. That's what she probably did. She was like, "Yo, your meat mad small, bro."
Babe, stop.
Okay, good. Pause. I ain't talking about another man thing, me. Pause that.
Anyway, so I definitely don't think that. I didn't think that.
What's his name?
Sal was gonna say no.
Sal. That's his name. Sal. Sorry, man. I'm just messing around. I know you're an emotional dude, and I am too. But
you're gonna edit this part out. You're gonna edit that part out. You're gonna edit that.
I'm not editing that out, man. I'm just getting everybody raw. Nice. It's entertainment, baby. It's entertainment.
That's not being moral for the internet.
Nah, son. That's not being moral for the internet. It's just me talking. I would have said it in the house right here. Right? I said it to you, right?
Anyway, so I think that I didn't think that he would say no. I definitely didn't. I thought she was gonna say no.
You thought she was gonna say no?
I didn't think he would. I thought she was.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think he was at all. I thought she was. Yes, I agree with you with that because it looked like he was like head over heels for her. And then
making all those songs, I was like, oh my god, another song.
I was tired. The last one was really the last straw, and I was like, yeah, I can't take this. I don't care what type of music major you were. Nah, you in the wrong department, homie. Damn, everything was all bad for him, man. Damn. I don't want to stereotype. That's the thing. You got me talking about this show, man. This person, if I stereotype, I don't want to stereotype her or him, you know.
What happened?
No, but I'm just saying this is my honest from experience, from what I know. She's a pretty girl, right? So they categorize her as the it girl, right? So the it girl meets the dude. It was just like a music major, music. He was the music major, and he's a regular dude, you know. Like most it girls want the dude to be an it guy. So in his situation, it was just like a PR run for, the Jarrette she missed, her Jarrette. So
it sounds like the name that I gave you when we first started dating.
A PR run. So hey,
first of all, I just let's talk about that. Like the fact that they were having that full conversation. Well, we could talk about that after we talk about Iyanna.
Yeah.
Let's save them for last. Or we want to talk about them now?
No. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go. We're going in the order that the reunion did. Go ahead. Next one.
The next one is Kyle and Shayne.
Huh?
Kyle and Shaina.
Kyle and Shayne, the atheist?
Yes.
The atheist and the religious.
Christian, yeah.
The atheist and the Christian? All right.
So basically, like...
All right. Hold on. The Christian, she's a liar. Okay? She's a straight liar.
I cannot.
This chick right here, what? A liar. The whole show. And then she trifled because she went.
I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to
said yes. You're not going to talk with this one?
Because you wrapping it up for us
okay.
with that one.
And so Shorty went, said yes to the atheist, which she realized she runs into another room that she wasn't supposed to be in. That was for, what's her name? Natalie, right? It was for Natalie because, what's his name? Shayne. Shayne wants to propose. So Shayne was bombarded and attacked by what's her name? Shaina, and then the Christian. And then after she said yes to somebody, she's running to somebody else, talking about, oh, I love you, da chérie, this and that, yes. And then the dude is like, oh, son, you should have told me this 2 days ago, son. I would have been, it would have been me and you. And then obviously she got the note. And she was like, all right, so I'm just going to rock with the atheist dude. Sad story.
Yeah, I just think that Shaina, she didn't know what she wanted. And I think also the fact that she saw Natalie getting so far into conversations with Shayne, she was just probably jealous because, one, the fact that she could see Natalie and she's probably judging Natalie, saying that, well, I look better than her. Shayne will pick me. I think she felt...
Hella shady.
I think she felt like I'm better than her, and if Shayne only knew how we both look, he would pick me. So I feel like she was more like, I'm gonna go after him just to prove that I'm gonna get him and Natalie's not gonna get him. I'm not saying that they didn't have a connection, but that's just what it was giving off.
Yeah, it became that battle.
Yeah,
that girl battle thing, but Natalie didn't know about the battle. It was like a battle with self.
Right, because Natalie didn't know Shaina had feelings or was even interested in Shayne, because Shaina didn't go into the women's area and talk about Shayne. Natalie did, which is, I think I would have kept it secret too. But the fact that Natalie was just like, listen, this is who I want and I'm going after him. She was just like, I'm broadcasting it to the world. Why not?
And stay away. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I feel like Shaina probably just wanted the competition. I'm not saying that she didn't have feelings for him, but I feel like that's what it was at first. And then on top of that, I think that Shayne, he was doing what he came to do. He came to date people.
Yeah.
He came to date and find out who I should be with. But the fact that Natalie was more open, he
gravitated towards her more.
Natalie. And so the reason why I bring up Natalie and Shayne is because that's the dynamic that Shaina didn't give. So now Shaina was connecting with Kyle as well. She didn't even ask the most important question that was important to her whole life. Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
How did they wait so long, like literally days before you have to choose to say, oh, do you believe in God? And she was so flabbergasted because everything up until then, she fell in love with his personality, the things that he does. He was literally like a guy that was part of her family, because her family, her father and her brothers all did construction. Kyle did construction.
Yeah.
And like just the things that they would, like Kyle said he does, her brothers do. The one thing that didn't match was that he was an atheist. And the fact that, like, he said, like, I'm not going to let this come between, you know, us having this beautiful connection.
Because it reminds him of his mom.
Yeah, because his mom is very religious, and he loves his mom. He even brought his mom's ring to the show.
Proposed to her, yeah.
So, and then he chose to propose to her because he was like, I'm not going to let this ruin this connection. And she was hesitant. And also, again, she probably has a lot of pressure because she's like, what should I do? You know, I like this person, I like that person, but I don't know what to do. But I can't pick Shayne because I already know that him and Natalie are doing something. So what should I do? But she said yes, right? And I don't know, like, I now looking back, like, I don't know whether it was like I like him but I can't get past the atheist thing, but I want to see, and then, or like I just want to move forward with the show, you know? Like, now looking back, I don't know, I can't really tell now. But before I was like, nah, she just want to get to the next level of the show. And probably see Shayne or something. But then she runs into the room. She goes to Shayne's room and professes her love. So I was just like, okay, then I don't know what's happening here. You know? And so for me, after you said yes, you took the man's mother's ring. It just looks shady on your part.
Hey, that's not the only shady part.
I know.
Shorty went, after they met, went to Shayne
at the little
barbecue
thing and was like, you shouldn't have picked her, and even called Natalie and said, Natalie, let me know when you need a guy to date because I got the right person for you. Like, how do you say that to someone who chose their person, who made a connection, who's about to get married?
I never seen so many sorries in a reunion. Oh, I'm sorry, 100%. Who's going to say
that was
sorry?
So annoying. 100%. I apologize to you. 100%. I was wrong. 100%. 100%. You're absolutely right. I should have never did that. 100%. I apologize. And then she was like, I don't know what else you want from me. What do you mean? You literally made me look like a fool on a show, professing that you will marry me with my mother's ring, and then you went into somebody else's room and declared your love, and then afterwards came to Mexico, and then talking about, well, I'm going to sleep in another room,
and then went back to the States,
and
try to break up the other relationship. And then broke up with. And it was just like, you strung this man along for no reason. The atheist was committed.
Right. He was even vegetarian. He ate meat for her.
And he didn't eat.
Yes, he did.
How long? He
in
didn't
Mexico.
Eat meat? No, how long he didn't eat meat.
Years.
He ate meat for years. And he ate it for her just to show her that he's willing to compromise and change. Look at that beautiful thing right there.
And this was before he even saw her. He said he would do that. So when he saw her, I feel like he was just like, oh, wow, like, I got me a beautiful woman here. Bad. And I love her personality. Like, well, you know.
Well, he wished he was with Deebs.
Yeah, at the reunion, he said, like, I wish I would have chose Deepti. But they didn't even show us their connection.
Yeah, they didn't.
Which is crazy, right? Because they don't have enough time, you know.
To show all of it, because it, you know, confined to like 1 hour, whatever time frame.
But yeah, I definitely knew they weren't going to make it from the pods after her behavior.
Yeah, and then we could just tie in the relationship between him and Natalie, too.
Yeah.
And Natalie and him were like smooth coasting. They were coasting the whole way.
Shayne and Natalie?
Yeah, Shayne and Natalie.
Yeah.
Coasted the whole way. We were like, all right, they're getting married.
For sure.
And it was just like,
100%, Jeffrey.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And then, like, they literally had an argument off camera, and it literally changed the whole dynamic of their wedding. But let's just discuss, first of all, like, I was happy that Natalie, claimed her person that she wanted to be with. She didn't play around.
Yep.
Shayne, also, I appreciated the fact that he was dating around. I didn't take offense to it. You're literally about to get married to the person for the rest of your life.
Yep.
So why not take as much time the show allows you to get to know every single person and then choose? And he even put Shaina in her place, saying like, if you would have told me this 2 days ago, it would have mean something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean anything now, which I didn't take any offense to that, because we're all dating 12, 15 people. Like, what did you expect? Like,
exactly.
Like, of course, I'm gonna have to this was the process. It's not like we were outside and I was dating 2 girls and none of y'all knew.
Yeah, exactly.
This was the whole process. So how can the world be upset at him for making
those moves? Yeah,
for saying those words, because that's what happened. That's how he felt.
Yeah.
And two, with the, like, he explained the mistake of calling Natalie Shaina.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay too, because one, you're literally like, you don't know who you're talking to at first.
Yeah.
And two, like he said, it's smaller mics. You can, sometimes it sounds like a whisper.
Yeah.
So you don't know who you're talking to. So for me, like, we have to remember we're just viewers and we're seeing what the producers and the directors want us to see. So for me, I didn't take any of that into offense. The only thing I took into offense were his actions, like his faces. And I just felt like, is something wrong with him? Does he have anxiety?
Yeah. He got a weird little tick.
Is he on drugs? Does he, like, is there something wrong with him? Like, like, that's the things that I was taking into consideration about, because he was just doing too many weird movements.
Yeah.
And it's just weird to me, right? But it may not be weird to him or any other person.
Yes.
But for me, it was just like odd, because like, how he would react to certain things, it was just odd. And I was like, does he have a temper issue? And this was all in the pods. So now out the pods, like, they look so good from what the camera showed. Like, yeah, they had little arguments about like, no, like, you need to show me like words of affirmations and stuff like that.
Yep.
I saw nothing wrong with him expressing to her and communicating with her, like, listen, this is what I want, this is what I like. I like you to compliment me. That makes me feel good. That having reassurances, that makes me feel good. I don't see anything wrong with you trying to tell people and communicating what you want. So,
and how supportive the parents were. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah.
I just feel like everyone on the internet was just like, oh, like, why do I have to keep telling you that you're handsome and you're this? Because it's the same way women want to hear, like, you're so beautiful. That's just how he gets his affection. And also,
I say it too much. She gets annoyed.
He lost his dad, so we also have to take that into consideration. This
is right after his podcast.
Yeah, he's also traumatized with that. And so for Natalie, like, I thought that like she was his calm to his craziness, I guess. And I liked their dynamics, how they were. And
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, like, we didn't probably get to see like all the arguments, but I feel like them having that argument the night before they got married, we don't know what happened. We don't know what was said. We don't know what the actions were. So for us to see such a great balance the whole season, it was just like out of nowhere for us too. And I was just shocked that they did not get married.
Yeah.
Over that argument. But, obviously it happened for a reason.
Yep.
And if she feels like it's a red flag, follow that red flag.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel that.
But I definitely want them to each go and get therapy for it, because it looks like
they're still bothering.
Yeah.
Because I think, is it almost a year later?
Yeah.
And they still look bothered by it. And everyone's feelings are still in play, it seems like. But hey, they all in Chicago. They'll figure it out.
And the last couple is Iyanna and Jarrette. And I think, listen, when they showed me them won in the room, I was just like, oh my God, look at that. But then when I saw him with Mallory, I was like, oh no, he picking this girl. He's picking Mallory. And he did. The reason why I felt like he was going to pick Mallory is because she was already established. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was Spanish. That's my second reasons why he was going to pick her. Because you could tell this, Like you could just tell by the sound of and also they did describe their cultures. So like Iyanna, I thought she was perfect for him too.
Yeah.
But she seemed like she was still traumatized as well, and she still needed.
Which she had the right to be.
Yeah, because she's been through a lot.
Yeah.
But I just feel like he probably felt like she probably wasn't there yet, and he was a little bit more established too. Like he did have a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
But he kind of like knows what he wants out of life. That's how he seemed,
Yeah, exactly.
And so when he chose Mallory, I was like, dang. I was kind of sad, but I was like, all right, cool. He made the best decision for himself.
And then he heard no.
And then when he heard no and he was so devastated, I felt bad for him.
River. And then he went to his backup.
Well, I feel like...
But that's not his backup.
Right. And I feel like, I don't know why everyone's expressing that Iyanna's a backup, because I don't feel like she's a backup. They all went on that show to date people. It wasn't like he dated Mallory behind her back.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she was really holding on to that during the show. And I was just like, girl, get over that. Like, he did not choose you as second, because he also had the option of not proposing to you. Exactly. And of course he's going to be devastated, because he was literally dating two people to get to know if he's going to propose to them.
Yep.
And he obviously chose wrong, right? Because Mallory was not the person for him.
No.
Like, we see this even now. Like, she would not have been the person for him. But
not work.
For him, he needed to like shed all of that. He needed to get all of that out by crying it out, right? And then coming back to his senses and then understanding, like, I literally had two choices, and this other person is a perfect person for me too. Yeah. So on his end, why haven't we thought that, oh, he made the wrong choice?
He did.
And she was the right person. No, but everyone's taking as Iyanna's the second choice, instead of, no, Jarrette made the wrong choice.
Exactly.
And the first choice should have been Iyanna.
Yep.
Right? But it was also for him to learn that
he needed closure.
No, like person? I feel like it was also a learning lesson. It was a learning lesson for Mallory, and it was a learning lesson for Jarrette. I mean, not Jarrette, for Iyanna, because Iyanna, like, she had some reservations too, right?
Yeah.
Like when we were watching her in the pods, like she had some reservations.
Yeah.
And like even when he mentioned like I'm dating two people, like she was even devastated with that too.
Yeah.
Right? He never said I was going to propose yet, but he did say I am dating two people, and I felt so sad for her. Yeah. Right? Like when she broke down.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, just leave, don't come back,
Yeah.
But we have to understand also that, like, they are literally in this pod, and they still probably had the opportunity to talk to each other and ask the important questions, which is totally fine that she came back. But I just feel like the narrative of her being second choice, I didn't feel like she was second choice. I just felt like he said up front, like, I been dating you and Mallory, and I don't know who to choose.
Exactly.
And so you aren't second, you were still one of one, like one, like you were on the same level as Mallory. I just didn't know which one. Yeah. And obviously you have a 50-50 shot of picking the right person. And even still, like, even if I picked the person, I could have still said, no, I'm not going back to you, Iyanna, because you are not the person for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so even after that, like, I thought that Iyanna was going to say no, because she had so much hesitation and so much trauma. And so much like, oh, I'm second choice. Yeah. And I thought Jarrette would say yes, but
hey, it all worked out.
I think the most beautiful part was seeing his dad probably put things into perspective, like, this is for real.
This man raised him. Yeah. Definitely an amazing thing for them. And then her parents were so strict, but it's understandable due to the fact that, they adopted her. She'd been through. So they're very secure about that. And
I love that they're still married almost a year later.
Yeah. And on top of that, the way they interact with each other,
it was beautiful.
It was dope, because it was like black essence the essence of being black and stuff
Yo,
like
like
that.
when they first saw each other and like just like when they walked out and like how they were like talking to each other, it was
And
like
then-
they brought the blackness to the show, and it just
Exactly.
made the show like, yes,
And
honey,
it
like
popped.
yeah.
It popped. And then not only that, they're the only one that had like a calm kiss. Like they went in gently. Because if you watch all of them kissing,
Yes, it was disgusting. It was like awkward, rough housing.
Yeah,
it was
wild.
like, no, don't kiss me. But
So,
for them to, like,
it
it
was
was
like-
like, yes, you hold the
Yeah.
person gently,
yeah,
and you just
kiss
go
with
in
the
and you
flow.
kiss.
And it's
Yes,
just like, and then, just throughout the show, like the jokes back and forth and them clowning and always laughing, it was like a perfect vibe. And you just knew that, like, yo, if you could laugh so much with a person and be so friendly like that with a person, it's like, there's no doubt in that type of like relationship. Even if they were to not marry or whatnot, I think they would have been friends, but it all worked out for them. And yeah, proud black couple, man.
I thought it was really beautiful how they, like, even though she had reservations, like, she was just like, I love him. And like, even though she, she did have complaints, like he's going out and stuff like that, she wanted to make it work.
Yeah.
And even bringing up the fact that, like, but I was second choice. I'm glad she was very vocal, because it's easy to just hold it down. Like, dang, I'm second choice. I'm second choice.
Yeah, that scene was sad though.
It was like, I'm happy that she did mention it.
Yeah.
Like she did say, like, I was second choice.
Yeah. So yeah.
And he expressed to her exactly, like, no, like, you weren't second choice. Like, I literally was dating you and her, and I didn't know who to choose. But yeah, the part where I did feel like he messed up was in Mexico, when he said, like, but I feel like all that was necessary for him to just get it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's a man, and what he said would be completely different than what a woman would say. But also, it was disrespectful, because literally you proposed to Iyanna, right? And Sal is right there too. But I think those conversations was necessary to have, because those are the conversations that are difficult, but you need to just get it over with and you can move on. And yes, in the moment and maybe a couple of months, it will hurt, but why not get the rawness out? Like, just get it out, and he can move on, she can move on, and this is all done with. Because we never heard about a Mallory or,
any type of beef in between the two. And I feel like it was a little braggadocious too. It was like, I know you more than he knows you.
Yeah, I think it was more like on him, like I know you, like you ain't picked me, but guess what? You lost, like kind of like you lost. Like I took it more as that too, but I feel like it was inappropriate only because of how timid Iyanna is.
Yeah,
I think if she was more confident, like,
I would have been like, oh yeah, she could do with it. Yeah. But at that time, she, after hearing all of that story, it puts me in a place of like, I gotta keep her safe, type thing. So when
even
he
the
was
way
saying
he was
those
holding
things,
her, when they were looking back at the video, like his arms were around her the whole time and holding her, and like her hands were on his lap like this, but like how he was holding her and how he was looking while watching it, he was like, dang, I'm like, I'm so sorry, like, like you could see it in his face, but I feel like on his part, like, it's just things like you have to get out, like, like that one ex you had these strong feelings for, and they broke your heart, and then you never got to say anything, and now you can finally say something. You know what I mean? Like, the girl broke his heart because he literally was about to propose, so of course he never seen her. Now he finally gets to see her. This is gonna be awkward. Let me just say everything I have to say, because I ain't never gonna have to see you. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what the conversation was. And even though it was inappropriate, it was still a conversation that needed to be had. But I think that he should have said, listen, Iyanna, I did say something. Like, he should have prepped her for it right then and there, like in Mexico, and be like, listen, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And this is and this, but I was just getting everything off my chest, and boom, and that's it.
We good. Yeah. Well, still, that would have been scary to stay in the moment too, because this is a person that you just met.
But it would have found out it's recorded.
I know,
you
but
know what I mean? Like it's not like
it's still that insecurity. I'm just letting you know that there's still that insecurity.
Yeah.
It's just like me in the beginning of our relationship, and I was like, nah, that's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. And then finally telling you, like,
but technically,
oh, babe,
no one would have known the truth if you never came and told me the truth, because there's no cameras. But they literally had cameras there.
Yeah, but
They're
I'm
mic'd
just
up. Somebody had the recording. They would have still told her.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They
to
were
stir up something, because
Yeah.
the producers at the end of the day needs those type of
What
things
I'm
to
saying is that
stir up.
he should have just been like, or maybe he just thought it was like it was understood that he was joking, right?
Yeah.
So like, I would have did that. I would have did this.
Yeah.
I would have did that.
Yeah.
But no, it's still inappropriate, because technically she's engaged and I'm engaged, so I should not be disrespecting my fiance.
Exactly. But in that moment right there, I already knew Shorty wasn't in it 100%, Mallory.
How did you know?
Because she was having that conversation with her.
Yeah, she should have done it.
Yeah.
She should have been like, don't be disrespecting my man.
Yeah.
You know, like, that is not an option.
Yep. And then he would have looked very bad. Yeah. So, but hey, it is what it is. Show was a success.
But also that conversation was probably edited too.
That too.
And we just got the points, the main points, like not the things leading up to those conversations. But yes, go ahead. We need to wrap this up.
Yeah. Shout out to Nick and
Vanessa.
Yeah.
And shout out to Shake for disrespecting Nick and talking about, oh yeah, the only woman on the stage I find attractive is Vanessa.
But he got him back with a little jab. But I know. Backstage, I would have fucked him up. I'd have been like, nah, you catching two lefts. You don't even deserve the right hand.
She didn't even need her husband to put him in his place, because she put him in his place too.
No, definitely she did. But yeah,
that's what Mallory should have did for Sal. But yes, it was a great series. I'm excited for the next series that they're coming up with, which actually Jeffrey made this whole show up in his head and said it to me. And then here we are, we're looking at the preview, and it's literally similar. So Jeffrey said, we should make up a show where married couples go on a show and then they have to date around like this, like in the pods, but you have to figure out who is, like, you have to date, and the person you pick, is it your husband or was it a random person? But you won't know, because like the voice will be changed and stuff like that to see if you're really compatible. And I was like, they're not gonna make a show like that. It makes no sense. Like, you would know, because in your person, you as the wife or as the husband may know what your wife likes and stuff, and you'll figure it out. Here comes Netflix now talking about couples not married. Go on a show together, giving the ultimatum, and you got to date around. Are you going to choose the person you came here with, or are you choosing the new person to go spend 3 weeks with?
Yeah,
right?
3 weeks
like
and then
a
get
married
married.
life.
Yeah.
I was like, what, Jeffrey? You know how to predict the future?
Yeah. Hey.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And let us know if you watched Love is Blind. Let us know what you thought about our reactions to it. And then we will see you in the next episode. Feel the love. You can support us by
shopping
lastingeverafter.com.